Retro Rob plays everything.
Hey, Rob here, and in this box I have got a GPD Pocket. This GPD Pocket is coming courtesy of Gearbest. I'll have a link down to them below, so a big old thank you for sending it. This is the first video of, I'm basically going to do this the same way I did the GPD XD, which is I'm going to have an unboxing video, which is pretty basic. Then I'm going to start covering a week and a month of things that I learned about the device and fixes and such. That said, I do have a couple things to say as far as fixes right away, and I'll get to that as I'm unboxing it and cover that with you. So you'll at least get a little bit of interesting information here, as well as the general what's in the box thing. Now, for those of you who don't know, the GPD Pocket is kind of a break away from GPD's general just a gaming device line. Everything they've done so far has been just gaming devices. This one, however, is more, it's more akin, sorry, yeah, do it off camera, Rob. Is more akin to maybe a mega small netbook. They're calling it a UMPC. That said, I'm thinking it might not make a bad gaming device, because one of the things I wanted out of the GPD Win was a little bit bigger screen, a little bit more RAM, and just a general tougher design, and they seem to have done it with this, which of course you're getting this exciting cardboard box to see instead of the device. But anyway, I'll go over that as I unbox. Again, super exciting, right? Come on, get that thing open. Wait, there's a full tab, but it's taped. My goodness, this is going south already. Getting it. Ooh, that was a ripper to the headphones. All right. Going in, going in. Here we go. I'm going to assume it's in yet another GPD branded box. So here we go. Oh, it's packaged really nice. Give them some points for packaging. And here we go. Well, that's yeah, that's pretty classic GPD packaging. Hold on a second. I'm going to go grab the packaging from the GPD Win and the GPD XD, and we can kind of compare them. Ta-da! Alright, here is the GPD XD's packaging with a crazy laughing person on the front. Packaging has been pretty consistently decent among the GPD line. It's one of their strong suits. For those of you who don't really care about packaging, you know, you can fast forward. I'll break this up in the guide below, in the description below, so you can go to different parts. But some people care because, you know, a lot of times we resell them. So having a decent durable box does matter to some of us. It does matter to me because I do resell every once in a while. Here is the GPD Win's box, and you can see it's very reminiscent. Very close. It's a little bit flatter. It's a little bit, actually, well, it's a little bit more classy. It has kind of this fuzzy feel to it, as does this one, but this one has nice magnetic clasps. It opens up like that. Hey, it compares favorably to the Oculus box. Wait, I'm gonna, yeah, see, this one just opened. This one just kind of opened up like this, whereas this one's got a little bit nicer with the magnets. That's pretty nice. All right. So what is in the box? Well, let's take a look. Power leads, your typical USB. Let's see. Let's see how much power it draws. Yep. Here, I'll try and get it in there, but Unfortunately, I don't have my glasses with me, so I can't actually read it. A little bit of a head planning would have been nice, right? Cable, USB-C. The glue down there. I'm guessing that the bottom of this is probably meant to stay in there. There we go. And then these are in two separate places. Alright, let's look at the device itself. Opening up. That is made out of some kind of foam. And here we go. Man, it's big. Look at the size of that thing. Oh, it's heavy. I mean, it's not like heavy, but you can tell it's made out of metal. Ooh. I gotta say, my first impression is, wow. That's heavily built even for GPD. One of the big problems I had, and I'm going to show you the GPD Win next to it. With this GPD Win was that I felt it wasn't quite as durable as the GPD XD, which came before it, and it's kind of panned out that way. I mean, it's you know, I don't beat it much. It leads kind of a charmed life next to my GPD XD, but it has had a problem or two, and it doesn't feel as heavy. But this thing, man, this feels dead on. I mean, there's no feeling that this is in any way loose or poorly assembled. This is just really, really nice aluminum here. Yeah, this isn't plastic, by the way. It's aluminum. Pretty darn nice. Okay. Let's go look at... There appears to be some instructions. Move aside here. That come with it. I do not know whether I got the Windows version or the Linux version. This comes in a Windows version and an Ubuntu version. I happen to speak both, so it's not a problem either way. So there's some specifications of it. And a warranty card. There we go. Mail that sucker in. There's something else under here? Yeah, there does. No, nope, there's nothing else under there. I think it was made so you can just pull it up and it would pop out, which I totally didn't pay attention to. So that would have been nice. Alright, let's power this up, find out what OS is on here. Surprise! It's Windows 10. Yeah, no big surprise there. It is running Windows 10. I didn't actually know which OS they were shipping with, so that's not necessarily a surprise, but it is interesting to me. Let's talk about the key. I had absolutely no key problems like I did with the GPD Win, so I'm pretty happy about that. It just logged right in and did all the basic setup routines. One thing to note, if you happen to have a Wi-Fi password that starts with lowercase and you use the touch screen to basically tap into the password box, it will automatically make your first letter a capital in some cases. This is just at login it appears to happen. This is something I've noticed on other Windows 10 tablet devices as well. So if you're having a problem entering your Wi-Fi password, which I've actually heard a few people have had, check to make sure it's not automatically capitalizing your first letter, because when you tap in, the on-screen keyboard automatically capitalizes the first letter, and it happens even if you tap in there and then use the lower keyboard. Speaking of the lower keyboard here, this is actually quite nice. I've used it to type. If you're comfortable with the smaller Macs, you shouldn't have a very hard time with this. It's pretty good. It's a spongy keyboard. It's a little odd that the caps lock is like right here next to this A button. That makes it a little weird. There's also, I'm going to go over this, but the top row is a little bit further to the left than I'm used to. And it threw me off a little bit, but I got used to it pretty much right away. There is, of course, a little thumbstick down here, which I'm not a huge fan of. They're big on Lenovo's now, so whatever, live and let live. It's got a touch screen, so you can use the touch screen. Still loving the screen a lot. It's a very clear screen. Really like it. No problems there. And the keyboard is the same way. I mean, it's got a really nice feeling keyboard, and the fit and polish of the device is really, really nice. Okay, let's go on. Closing the cover, you can see the top of the device right there. It's got a little bit of a bow to it. It's really nicely and cleanly designed, a lot like an Apple product. If you look at the front, it's got details like a little thumb area to open the screen with. So it's got that little notch in there, which is, you know, it's just a touch that shows that they were thinking about it. It feels very tight and well built. Not tight in the way that they ratcheted everything down, but tight in the way that it's just well constructed. It feels very solid, and it has a decent heft to it. Although it's not a heavy device, it is, you know, it's got a substantial feel to it. It's not plastic. I mean, it's aluminum. Okay, let's look on the right side. Looking on the right side, you have a space right here. This is the fan. You're going to want to make sure to keep this cleaned out. Don't block it with your leg or anything. This is where it vents out, so make sure you blow that out every once in a while. Keep it clean, and you're gonna have to clean it more often depending on the environment you're in. Looking right here, we have USB-C, which is popular these days with Apple products as well as PC products. I gotta watch that. And Apple is a PC, but I'm not gonna get into that debate. It provides power for it. It also can be used to power expansion ports if you would like, and we'll go into that a little bit later too. Micro HDMI, headset or headphone jack, and finally USB 3. And we're going to look along the sides here. I'm sorry, along the back here. Nice solid hinge. Good sealing quality. If you look, this is a nice sealed edge. It's uniform throughout. Really quite nice. I wish Dodge could get their panels as good as GPD can do the panels on these. Left side, no ports whatsoever. Oops, sorry. Left side, no ports whatsoever. And as I mentioned, the front, no ports. So there's something to note. What's missing here? SD card port. So it doesn't have an SD card port. So if you're going to do that, you're going to need to put it in USB-C or USB 3 ports. The other thing you can do, like if you feel you need more storage, you can actually put a very tiny storage drive, and I've got one around here somewhere. They're very common with GPD Win users. You can get a very tiny 120 gig USB drive that'll fit right in here, and it would be a good idea if you need more storage. That said, it's got 120 gigs of storage, which is not bad at all. Okay, on to the bottom. There is you can see there's the speaker holes on the bottom, and there's a little bit of GPD logoness, very nice. 4 rubberized feet, which is pretty darn good. That makes sure it doesn't slip on surfaces when you set it down. And that actually is a big deal, because I've had devices slip when their feet failed. They feel pretty well attached on there. Alright, finally, another thing I'm going to mention: if you have a problem powering up your device when you first get it and it's not a charging issue, or not a thing where the battery is discharged, or you have a case where if you move the device around a little bit, it keeps dying on you, take these 6 screws here up and look inside. The battery is hooked up via a little wire, and that's on a head that sometimes pops off in shipping. If it's had a rough time shipping, those can sometimes pop out. A lot of people have recommended putting a little bit of tape on there. I would say do what I always do, which is get that hot glue out and hot glue it, because I'm obsessed with hot glue. So overall, fit and polish on the machine looks really good. Like I said, it's very straight lines, very well put together, nothing but positive to say about the look and heft. In fact, I kind of can't wait to show some other people this and see what they think of it. I mean, you know, other than folks on YouTube, I mean people in the office. All right, let's go on to the games. Before I get started, I had a couple of things to mention. I'm just going to show like 3 games on here, and I was going to show you the split screen problem. We'll probably go through the resolution in a future video. I'm not going to do it right here because I haven't actually applied it yet, and this is really just a first look at it and what you can expect out of the box. I like the screen a hell of a lot better than the GPD Win screen. It is a lot clearer. The GPD Win, I actually generally will put on reading glasses to view it. This one was clear enough that I didn't. That's really pretty nice. I've noticed that the heat dissipation on it's quite good, even when playing some fairly rough for it games. It kept pretty cool. I mean, it's not like super cool or anything. Super cool. I'm super cool. But it only gets warm. It doesn't get like burning hot like the GPD Win did. Another thing that I also noticed was an annoyance, which is the WASD keyboard layout is a little bit odd and took me a little bit to get used to. At first, what I did, and I'm probably displaying what it looks like in the background here right now over my desktop. What I saw was basically the W felt like it was in a strange place. It's a little bit further to the left than you're used to. I did try, like, I played a little bit of Minecraft just for fun, and I tried using E instead of W, but over time I found that my fingers kind of homed back to the WASD locations that it had. But if you are having a problem with the location, try using E. It does, I don't know, it kind of felt a little bit better until I was playing, like, and not thinking about it. When I wasn't thinking about it, all of a sudden I'm hitting the W key again instead of the E key, which I remapped some of the games to. So, again, I would try to deal with the W where it's at. I found that, again, maybe after 20 minutes I got used to it. But if you're having a problem with it, try remapping the W to the E key in games, and that might help you a little bit. It got me through the first few parts. As I mentioned with Shut Up 10, you not only want to run that, but you're probably going to want to go into the add remove programs if you don't know how to get to that. The nice thing about Windows now is, of course, you can just type in. I might want to type it on the right keyboard. Add, remove, or you can just type programs, honestly. Remove programs, and just get all the stuff off that you don't really want, like, you know, Candy Crush and all this other crazy crap comes on it. That, again, that's not a GPD thing, that is a Windows thing. They just put a lot of apps that you don't necessarily need in here, so you might want to go through there, clean it up a little bit. It'll also get more space. As far as space goes, the system started with about 100. I was impressed. It was like, really, 100. It was 100 gigs free. That's just crazy to me with the operating system already installed. In fact, it was a little bit over. It was like 105, I think. I've got it down a little bit now because I've installed a few programs, but yeah, really. You know, not bad. I'm pretty impressed with the amount of space it has. Performance-wise, well, let's run a couple games real quick. I'm going to start here with a game that I really like called Cloudbase Prime. This is one originally I had planned to do on GPD Win Live, and it doesn't have, well, actually at the time, I don't know if it does now, but it didn't have any controls for the Xbox controller, so I generally just don't cover anything that didn't use the built-in controls on it. Obviously, for this, things are a little bit different. So let's just go in here, collect some fixed box. fix box,
Well,
fix bots. And it might help if I'm using the right keyboard again. Alright, so I'm going to have a hard time playing this because the keyboard's way over here. I really should have lined this up better. Alright, so... Oh, 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 oh. Terrible. Okay, let's move. Let's move this guy. Hold on a second. There we go. Now we got something. I'm gonna play this on the real keyboard too, but oh shoot, die. Cause that's how you should have to deal with it. Good. By the way, this game looks absolutely brilliant on the GPD's screen. Again, it is really, it's really come through as far as the color, man, and the quality of the screen seems pretty good. Again, I did end up with a problem with an older game, so older games, you're probably going to need to do that fix on, and again, I'll be covering that in a future video. I haven't done it on this one yet. Here we go. But as you can see, runs really, really well. Actually, on its native screen, I'm using the big screen in front of me to play it. It's even better, so runs really fluidly, and I'm really happy with it. I'd suggest picking this up as long as you're okay with hooking up a mouse to it. Alright, so on to the next game. Okay, so again, this is not really a Let's Play of any kind. This is just kind of showing you what you can run on here. And here's Slime Rancher. This is another game that also I had hoped to have a GPD Win video on, but yet again, the controls just didn't work quite right for me. If you've never played this game before, it's actually pretty darn fun. You basically try to raise these slimes, and if you look over here, I got a little ranch for it. There's a whole lot of things to unlock. Why do I have my headset on? There's no reason for my headset to be on at all. I was just using it to edit the audio levels for this recording, and left it on. Class, telling you. Class. Video's so exciting you could almost sleep to them. Here, look at, there's chickens! Chickens! Oh no, no, wait, that's not a good idea. I think those kill each other. Hit 2. But this game is actually, it's a pretty demanding game. I mean, it's not like a super demanding game or anything, but it's not like, you know, nothing. I mean, it requires some 3D heft, so the fact that it runs on here pretty well is pretty impressive. And again, this did not run very well on the GPD Win, so running it on the Pocket seems to work pretty darn well. So that's a bit of an improvement. And let's jump around a little bit. I'll just kind of show you out here. Now there's some nasty stuff out here that's gonna kill me. So even though the game is mostly not about you dying, it's really just about you ranching these guys. It's a pretty peaceful game for the most part, but at night things get a little bit rough sometimes. Whoa! Chicken. It's more of a grind. I'll be doing Let's Plays, or, you know, actual proper reviews of these games, or as proper as I ever do in the near future, since, you know, I have a little handheld device that I can run them on. This one I think I actually streamed for a while at one point when I was messing around with it. So, runs really well. Let's take a look at, I'm gonna take a look at one more game with you, just to show you something that runs kind of halfway decently. And then finally I'll just show you the split screen problem, and we'll be doing another video to try and address that, and we'll see how that works for us. Alright, so here we have Space Tyrant. This is a great game to play if you don't have a joystick available or a mouse available. It works really well with the touchscreen. There's a bug or two. This thing's still a relatively new game, and they're still getting some of the bugs out, but it's basically a 4x space exploration and invasion game. Really a lot of fun. It's kind of funny because it's made to be played in small chunks, but you can still get a whole lot of depth out of it because there's kind of an overarching mission going on. Again, this is going to get a full once over by me in the near future, so I'm not going to say really too much, just to show you how well it runs on the device, and it seems to run pretty well. This is of course on low settings, but it's really quite good. Here I need to reinforce my ships because I lost a couple in the last battle. There we go. And I'm using the touchscreen right now to control it. Nope, don't want to press the planet right now. Let's see, there we go. All right. And we're going to invade. Scroll it. I'm going to get into one battle with some ships real quick just to show you what one of those looks like. And doppelganger. Somebody looks just like me. Let's hire him as a body double. Like I said, a whole lot of stuff going on. Yay. You also have these cards at the bottom. Notice that the cards spend crystals. Certain planets have crystals on them, so they will give you more crystals so you can play more cards in a round. Right now I'm going to use these tachyon torpedoes, and I'm going to nail those guys out. There we go. So that did some damage to them, so in the next round I'll be able to attack them and have less enemies. Actually, I might be able to wipe them out here with my death ray because I'm enough of a horrible tyrant that I should... There we go. That I can use my death ray to kill some. Oh yeah. No fight from them. Good stuff. Alright, end of round. Orbital strike, that helps me against planets. Invade. Ooh. Now see, here's one of the times where this is useful because I'm going to use this orbital strike, and now I get to take the planet without taking another round to do it. That's a pretty darn useful card. I'm going to throw them in the pain booth. That'll learn them. Ah. Well, that upset some people. Alright, so there's a ship there. I'm not going to fire the death ray. They need oppression, though. Alright, let's choose laser strike. That's a good one. No reason not to use that right away. Might as well. Let's fire a volley. Oh no. Boy, I'm gonna lose that ship, I think. Yep, sure did. Dang. Oh, come on. Got kinda unlucky on that one. That cost a lot of money. Yeah, here we go. I've leveled up, so now I can actually have a larger fleet. See how it expanded a little bit? So I can add a couple more ships to my fleet, making it a little bit easier for me to defeat enemies. And of course I can go here. So I go here. Oh, I gotta invade to be able to do this. Shoot. It's alright, I can launch an invasion in the same round that I have attacked the ships in orbit. So there we go. I own that one. Nothing discovered. Let's go to the shipyard real quick. Replace this. That was costly. These guys, these cruisers, they repair other ships. And there we go, do a little bit of science. Fast missile racks. All right, you get the idea, I think, of this game, and like I said, I'm going to do a little bit more full coverage of it in the near future, but it's an interesting game to run on this particular system because it uses the touchscreen well. So finally, I'm going to show you one thing that doesn't work so hot, and then we'll pretty much wrap it up with my first impressions of the GPD Pocket. Alright, so here is Hocus Pocus. It's an old game, and this is one of the problems I've heard about, which is some old games just do not run very well on it. It has a bit to do with the way they do the software rotation on the screen, apparently. Yeah, as you can see, I'm only seeing half of the screen. Some people only see quarter of the screen. So this is something to keep in note because you might have some problems with some older games. That said, supposedly there's a correction for it. Again, have not had time to apply that fix, and I will make an actual video on whether or not it's successful for me. So I am going to put a link down below, though. I'm not going to just tease you and not give you a not give you a possible resolution while I take a week making a video. So if you look down below, I'll put a link out to it. So yeah, here we go. Half of Hocus Pocus. Not a huge loss really, but if you like running some older games, that I guess would be upsetting. All right, so all in all, how do I feel about it? Well, I think the screen's really great. The build quality's high. I've run into one or two things. The keyboard, like I said, the top row of keys is a little bit off to the left further than I would like, and that has caused me a problem or two in some games. But all in all, again, it's just so solidly built that I have to say I really enjoy it. Again, way less heat than I've seen out of the GPD Win. So happy-go-lucky with it. We'll see how it turns out. By the way, if you're planning on getting yourself one of these devices, I've got some links down below to Gearbest, which of course provided me with this one. So if you're buying it anyway, hey, why not go to Gearbest? If not, hey, keep watching the videos and give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like this one. More coming on the GPD Pocket. Hang in. Bye. Oh, but how's it run Minecraft? Yeah. I figure I get asked this question, so I might as well I might as well go ahead and staple it to the back of this video. It runs Minecraft fine. It's great. It's amazing. You're gonna be astounded. But yeah. I'm gonna totally die because I'm in the middle of the frickin' night. Come on. That is just jerky. Nonetheless. Here, let's go. Man, where the heck am I? I'm in the middle of nowhere. Come on now. In the middle of the night, in the middle of nowhere. So, I think most of you Minecraft fanatics know what to do. I'm gonna go make myself a hidey hole. Hidey hole, hidey hole. Do 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 do. Good night.
Retro Rob's gaming videos.